What's up YouTube, just coming to y'all with another 360 wave video. This video pretty much is talking about mistakes that wavers may sometimes make. Some of these mistakes I've made myself, but of course I am learning from them. As you can see by my hair, I'm spinning. My hair has came a long way. I'm sorry. My hair has came a long way since I first started waving. The first thing I want to talk about is the wrong brushing technique. If you don't have the right brushing technique, that can cause a fork. Forks are what you don't want. I mean, if you want to have really good waves, you don't want forks. But if you don't care, then what I'm saying, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter. But the wrong brushing technique can be like, for example, if you're brushing your hair, you may brush this side like this, but then you'll come around and brush this side like that. So you're crossing paths, and when you overlap your stroke, then you're gonna cause a fork pretty much. Number two, I want to talk about dirty brushes. Oh, that irritates me so much. Before I got really serious about my waves, I just had one brush, and that brush would be dirty, and I never really cleaned it because I didn't really think of it. Now that I'm serious about having waves, I want to have really clean brushes. If you can't take a comb, with your brush, go like this, without having, I just showed you guys too, without having anything in it, then your brush is clean. But if you're going through it and you got all this stuff coming up on the comb, that means your brush is dirty. So I suggest every 2 weeks, brush all, or clean clean all your brushes. I usually just use some of my shampoo right here, or I use like dial soap or something, and I just clean my brushes out. Get some brushes, just clean them out, because there's a lot of buildup in those brushes. There can be like hair grease or hair, because all of our hair sheds, so there's always going to be like hair in your brushes. And then there's going to be dirt and germs, and that can really like clog up your pores in your hair. That's just really unhealthy. And then there's a lot of bacteria, so you want to make sure you clean your brushes. Third thing is overuse of product. You don't ever want to use too much. Like I was saying, you don't ever want to use too much of your product. You always want to have just enough for your hair, and then if you got to add a little bit more, just add a tad bit more. But many times, I did this one time, I used a C6 wave pomade. This is a great pomade, but this is a really thick one, and so I had put like a nice amount on my finger and rubbed it together, put it in my hair. My hair was so slick, like it was like, then I had like mini curls sticking out. And when you put too much product in, especially pomades, you can really clog up your pores. It can weigh your hair down, it can cause buildup like I said, and then it can also strip the natural oils of your hair. So make sure when you're putting product in, don't put too much in it. Only put enough for you to be able to add more if you need to. Probably one of the most popular mistakes a waver can make, especially beginner waves, is going to the barbershop and not telling him how to cut your hair. So usually they'll cut your hair too low. They'll take it and they'll just be cutting. You won't say nothing. Then you get out the chair and you're looking in the mirror, you're like, thank you for the haircut. Thank you. Then you'll get on the wave pages and be like, man, my barber cut all my progress down. You should have just told him like to cut your hair at wavelength. If your barber doesn't know what wavelength is, you need to get a different barber, or you need to learn how to cut your hair yourself like I did. Because now, if you ever make a mistake, you just have to look at yourself and be like, well, I made the mistake. Time to move on. But when you're getting your hair cut, especially after you woof, make sure you do not cut your hair too low, because all your progress will be gone. Then there's going to be like no point of ever woofing, so just make sure you don't cut your hair too low. But I know something that I did, like when I was telling you guys that I had used I used to use one brush. It would probably be like a medium or a hard brush. I mean, you want to have a soft, a medium, and a hard brush. The reason why is because as your hair grows, you're gonna be at different lengths. Right now, I can use a soft, medium, or hard. Mainly, I use my medium brush. The reason why I use my medium brush is because my hair is at the perfect length to just be able to be brushed without having to worry about the brush brushing my scalp. If your hair is brushing your scalp and if you're feeling like, oh man, that hurts, you probably have the wrong brush. So make sure you get a soft brush for when your hair is really low, a medium brush for when your hair is medium, like my length, and then a hard brush for when you're like woofing super hard, or if your hair is like naturally thick or your pattern is really deep, so your waves are always thick in there, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, oh, another thing is, many time wavers, I know I did this, I would like, I used to focus on my strong side more than my weak side. This was my strong side. This side right here was my strong side. That's why my waves on this side look pretty good. This was my weak side right here. So as you can, but this side has definitely gotten way better. I have a few forks really right there to get rid of, then I'll be alright. But now my weak side is my back side. If you can notice, I got a fork right there, some forks right here that I just can't get rid of. Oh, and if you look at my crown, I have two crowns. There's one right there, and there's one right there. So what I suggest is find the crown that'll best fit your pattern. Since I have like a hybrid 360 waves, which is 360 waves with a little swirl in it, I go with the crown I go with this crown right here. I go with this crown because it is best for my pattern, and I try to brush through this one. I mean, it's kind of still visible, which kind of sucks, but I'm still able to have my waves looking pretty crispy. But yeah, those are just some mistakes that I thought I'd say. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Make sure if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. Right now I'm trying to break a couple of these forks. So what I did is last night with the forks that I have, I kind of find the angle that will best connect them. Then I put a little bit of pomade, not too much. Then I put it in, keep combing, brush, comb. Use my little plastic bag to slick it down some more. You know what I'm saying? Then I just put my rag on, my do-rag on, my pad on, whatever pad I'm using on. Then I just rag up and keep it on until I'm ready to take it off. That's all I gotta say though. Don't make these mistakes. If you make these mistakes, you ain't gonna have no masseuse. You can do it one time, but 2 times is too many. I'm out. Oh yeah, and for real, lastly, don't overwash your hair. Make sure you wash it once a week. The reason why is because if you wash it too much, you'll be stripping your hair of the natural oils. We have natural oils in our hair, and if you wash it too much, you can really take that away from your hair. So make sure you don't overwash your hair. I mean, unless you're like an athlete or unless you work out a lot. But make sure you do not overwash your hair. Wash it once a week. Oh yeah, and another thing. Please do not try to make a CQP homemade. Look at this picture. I was just on Instagram and I came across it. I was like, no, pineapples. Just go to the dollar store and get you a $2 brush and just brush your hair. He tried to make a homemade CQP. Wait, let me show y'all what a CQP looks like. This is how a CQP looks. You see the curve? See the curve? I haven't used this brush since forever, but I was like, no, don't do that. Just don't do that. It's worked for me, and I'm pretty sure it'll work for you. But pretty much it's just really finding the way your hair will best connect the wave. Because if you're trying to brush like someone else, or you're just doing the basic way where you go down straight and then straight down back, then yeah, you'll have waves. But if you can really find the angle that your hair connects and that the waves really can connect and not cause them to crash into each other, then that's probably the better way to brush them. So that's why I feel like I wanted to drop this video, because some people have asked me, how do I brush my waves? But I feel like it's not how I brush my waves, it's how everyone should brush their own waves.